Oh, why hello there, and welcome to the latest installment of Babysitting David. I am your host, the Voice of Saint Quartz. I gotta be honest with you guys, I have done way too many takes of this commentary already. It's not that I want it to be over, but there is just so much to this fight that goes through my head. I can't keep up. I can't fucking keep up with this fight. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but the problem is when I actually start thinking about my fights, especially the difficult ones, the ones that have any edge to them, like this one, playing it back to you is near impossible, so I'm just going to summarize, I think. I'm going to summarize what the general thought process was, what is generally going on. And something you might be noticing already is that David is finishing off everything. He will continue to finish off every single enemy, either easily or, I guess in the nick of time, at like the most climactic point possible. He'll just suddenly crit somebody out of nowhere and finish them. That's every single enemy. He finishes every single one. This dude is a monster. I mean, in lore, yeah, he fucked up Goliath and cut off his head. He decapitated that guy's corpse, and showed it off to everybody in the town. And he was like, hey, don't fuck with me. After this fight, well, they say seeing is believing. You will see this for yourself with poor Fergus and all of his buddies. Jesus Christ. Or I guess I should be saying dear Yahweh, considering that he's a Hebrew. Anyway, so yeah, it still is. We still are babysitting David a bit here because this whole team really comes together in this fight. It was meant to. That's how I built it. Now, you could be saying, well, of course, you know, like, no duh. No shit, Sherlock. Well, here's the thing. I mean that in, like, every sense. I built from the ground up every thought process I could to make this team work. I knew, number one, we're facing Fergus. We need a single target archer. Who better than David, right? You'd say, well, what about Orion? Orion is incredibly selfish, and we cannot work with a selfish servant in this fight when we've got chimeras, and we've got daemons, and we've got fucking Fergus, who has his own evade in this fight, as you'll see later. So I'm like, David is perfect, because not only does he have an array of skills that defend himself and everyone, as well as boost everyone's attack at the key points. For example, at a later point, you'll see me use the master skill here, because I used the combat suit for a very good reason. It wasn't even for the swap. The swap never comes into play, and I never even really consider it. I mean, I consider it very briefly for the back row members, but the key here is I use the stun and the attack boost, and the attack boost is for the very occasional, which happens once, the Buster Chain, which is, of course, a one-time thing, considering that everyone here has very few Buster cards. I think Narrow Bride has the most, with 2. Tamamo and David both only have 1. So I use it for the Buster Chain. But I use Charisma for the Arts Chains when I can, because that is more likely to keep happening, considering how many Arts cards are being thrown around. This is the one man I am completely okay with having, or woman, that I am completely okay with having 3 Arts cards, but a Buster NP, because he's the kind of servant who can best utilize that, because you're usually going to use him in a party setup, not a setup where you're defending one person, where you're like, oh, everything is in one guy, you know, whether it be like Skahak, some kind of boss killer, you know, or like Orion or something like it's all in one person. You know, typically you'll instead use people who boost that person instead, not protect the entire party. This entire party is one unit. It really is. Even though the focus is on David, it's just for his NP, which also features Skill Seal, which will... I'm not sure if magic resistance plays into this. I know sabers typically have it, but I get his overcharge as high as possible because I want the skill seal. I'm pretty sure that's what the overcharge is for, to increase the chances of the skill seal. I could be wrong, but alas, the skill seal is what's important here, because I knew Fergus would be throwing his weight around and then trying to dodge everything with his evade. Along with, most importantly, when he tries to get his NP off. And I'm like, no sir, I will not have any of that. Skill seal for you. You'll see. You'll see. That will actually happen. But yes, David's skills are just amazing, as I explained. Also, I think I honestly fall in love with Narrow Bride in this fight. For real. Like, this is the point. I used her plenty of times. You saw in the first door I used her for utility. Granted, she got bullied a lot, and I was screwing around. Not in this fight. In this fight, I don't screw around, like, at all. It's a complete opposite effect. And on top of that, she shows off. She flexes, man. She is constantly healing. She is constantly using her NP boost. She's constantly using her her attack boost. Particularly, most usually on David, right? Because he is the one man who's going to be using it the most. And with his NP. Sorry, I keep getting gas in my throat. I'm sorry. And so, like, there are going to be times when you're seeing me pull moves, though, where I'm like, where it doesn't seem like it makes sense. Usually there's a reason. Like, for example, that stun on the Chimera. That was because I knew no matter what, he would get like 2 or 3 hits. And don't worry, Gabby, all of your Egyptian friends will be coming to NA server this year. No need to cry. It's okay. Anyway. But yeah, Nero gets to flex, and she gets to flex on top of David, who then flexes for the entire party, if that makes any sense. That's a weird way to describe that. Whatever. It's like, it's David and his partner. Zatamamo is just she's just futter-whackering her NP and her arts boost with the awesome heal that it provides, along with, you know, the occasional curse, which the curse is gonna come into play in the most ball-busting of ways. Just you wait, it's coming. Very end. I swear to you, it's gonna be awesome when you see it. I might even be talking over it, but just pay attention. That's the key here. I'm summarizing everything that's going on here very generally, so please pay attention to the fight as much as you can. And take notes. Like, you might be an expert at this game, but this is not necessarily meant for you. I'm not showing off to you. I'm showing off to the people who might not know as well, you know, what to do in certain circumstances and stuff like that. And some things will seem a little odd, but no, they were all planned. Even considering the cards are random, everything here has at least 2 layers of thought to it. I swear to you. Ay, ay. And doing 4 takes this, my god, like, I just gave up. In fact, it was more than 4 takes. Why did I say it was 4 takes? You know what? I think it was 4 takes several takes ago, and now I'm losing my fucking mind. Doing all these takes. Because when you're doing a commentary like this, 10 minutes feels like an awful long time. Oh my god. But anyway, I hope somebody's enjoying this. Oh, and watch this. Check this shit out! He's just like, I've had enough of you, Chimera. Time to go. Okay, here it is. Here is the moment. The one time Curse comes into play, Fergus is all suited up. He's like, yes, yes, I've got my evade on. I've got my NP ready to go. I'm gonna wipe them all out. And Tamamo's just comes and she swoops in. She's like, I'm having none of that. Oh, but best part is he doesn't use his evade again. And he tries throwing his weight around. He's like, I'll get you, David. I'll keep you from killing me. Nope, nope. It's too late. I use a precautionary measure just in case. But really, it's more for funsies than anything because he's going down. But might as well play it ahead for safety. In case you might have noticed also, no effect on top. No one was hitting Tamamo! So she didn't get the one-time evade again because she still has it. Anyway, yeah, Fergus is done. He got shot in the balls way too many times this fight. I'm sorry, man. And he needs those because he's the demon of Purgatory, the devil of lust. Not anymore. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I had a severe snowstorm in my area and it cut off my power like all day yesterday. So thank you so much for your patience, everyone. I hope you had a good time with this. Please wait for the next one.